Stipe figured it out. He just.
That's also Stipe. Like we're giving, I give France a lot of shit, but that's fucking Stipe.
He's the
most accomplished heavyweight of all time.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at him, his accomplishments. You look at the guys that he stopped and the guys he defended his title. Like stopped Fabricio, wins the title, stops Alistair, stops Junior Dos Santos. I mean,
the only reason why Stipe doesn't get enough credit as he should is because all these guys are a step past their prime, right? Like to me,
yeah.
And I love Stipe. To me, what's more impressive, when Kane beat JDS, that was prime JDS, who was a motherfucker. And Kane put his fucking head right in the middle of his chest and did work after getting knocked out.
In the first round on Fox in the biggest fight in MMA history.
That was insane, man. Insane. Like that to me, that's a little more impressive than when Stipe beat JDS. Because that's JDS after an ass whooping by Kane rounds.
It is more impressive, but
10 rounds of an ass whooping.
What's almost as impressive is surviving that first round against Francis. I don't know who would have survived. There's not a lot of guys that would have survived that round the way Stipe did. DC, man, I wonder.
He ate that fucking punch from Anthony Rumble Johnson.
How about that kick?
And popped the fuck back up.
Yeah.
Like, oh God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But John KO'd him.
Yeah, it's John Jones.
Yeah.
John Jones beats everyone we're talking about.
But maybe. See, the thing about Francis, I'm very curious to see what he looks like. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm very curious to see what he looks like in this next fight. Because we're going to find a lot about whether or not he's able to correct mistakes, whether his conditioning is just one of those things with all that fast twitch muscle fiber, whether he's not going to be able to go 5 rounds hard.
I don't think he's going to turn into fucking Nate Diaz, or something like that. I think it might be a tad better. The way he can get better is not using all his energy on power punches. So maybe it's more of an experience thing. Mm-hmm. But with Derek Lewis, he also pedal to the metal and hits hard as fuck too.
He does.
And he's been in some serious trouble. That Travis Brown fight, like he was in serious fucking trouble, man.
Yeah, he's a warrior for sure. I mean, that guy has been in some crazy ass fucking fights. Crazy fights. He's dangerous.
Both are super dangerous.
And he wants that fight too. Derek Lewis is asking for that fight.
They both wanted it. Yeah. They both wanted that fight.
This is going to be crazy.
Super crazy. I think the craziest thing on the card to me is how many people are riding off DC. He's the underdog against Stipe.
Yeah.
I have DC beating him, man.
Do you?
Yeah, I know you hate picks, but when I break down the fight, I look at that terrible picture makes Stipe look super small and fucking DC look giant.
Yeah, that's
look
crazy.
How small Stipe looks.
DC looks like he's like a fucking gigantic.
He looks like Brock Lesnar. Stipe looks like TJ Dillashaw. What are they doing? What the fuck,
Stipe looks like a bantamweight.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, one says 76 inches, one is 71 inches.
None of that bothers me, man. Like the reach, the height, because DC's dealt with that his entire career. Gustafsson, John Jones, those guys had even bigger reaches.
I think also one thing to take into consideration is Stipe doesn't throw a lot of kicks. He's not a big kicker.
Bingo, sir.
Yeah, he's more of a boxer. And, DC is also going to be able to get under him easier than any guy's ever fought before. I mean, DC's, 5'11"? Is he about 5'11"?
If that, yeah.
He's going to, and he has top of the food chain wrestling, man. Remember what he did to Henderson?
Dude, and Barnett.
Launched Barnett in the air. Launched him in the air.
Fucking
slammed him.
Rude
yeah. And Barnett's a big fella.
Yeah, and can grapple his fucking ass off.
He can grapple his fucking ass off, and DC took him for a ride, son. But the Henderson fight was the most impressive to me. Because Henderson, even though he's smaller than DC, he's a fucking stud, and he was an Olympic silver medalist himself. Man. And DC just ragdolled him.
See, and people go, I see some people discredit DC a little bit when they go, when he won the Grand Prix in Strikeforce, that was a different time. Those heavyweights are older, and the game's evolved. When I look at Stipe, I'm like, heavyweights haven't really evolved that much, man. You don't see a guy throwing a lot of kicks and mixing up wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Like, you look at Stipe's game, it's boxing or wrestling.
Yeah.
That's very similar to what DC's used to beating. So the times when he's in trouble is a guy like John Jones, who fucking mixes up and he's a fucking nightmare.
Well,
but when you're just boxing,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. When DC goes in a fight and you're just boxing or wrestling, the reason why DC is going to go down as one of the greatest of all time is his mental game, bro. He's so fucking, his fucking fight IQ's crazy.
Yeah. He's tough as shit. And, if you look, who else does it the way John does, where they're really good at everything? They win by submission. They win by knockout. They win by,
Mighty Mouse. You'd have to go you have to go to a lighter weight.
Those are the two. right? Because even Kane would do Muay Thai, and Kane would for sure wrestle and ground and pound, but he never really submitted anybody.
No, Kane's thing was wrestling.
Just smash you.
Yeah, smash.
Yeah.
Outwork you.
Yeah, outwork you. Get you exhausted to the point where you never even believed you could be that
Embrace
tired.
the grind.
Yeah.
Which DC has been training with Kane
Forever.
for this fight.
Yeah.
And who
Is Kane back now? Is he 100%
Kane's helping
training?
him. Yeah, he's helping him.
Wow.
So when I look at that, I go, all right, a Kane style is almost identical to fucking Stipe's, but Stipe has a little more power.
Yeah.
But as far as cardio, wrestling,
Yeah.
Kane's better at those things, man.
Well, Kane was better than anybody that ever lived for like 2 years. There was
Nightmare.
there was a moment. I mean, and he just got injured so many times. There was so many injuries with him. But like when you look at what he was able to do with real fucking tough guys, just break them down. Real
Ridiculous,
tough
man.
guys. But he's had shoulder surgery, back surgery, knee surgery. I mean, after a while, everything was just given out because of the force of his will, and his workouts are so fucking tough. Those guys at AKA, like Dana was giving them a hard time at one point in time, saying something about, that they're always getting hurt. But
They win.
That's how you get killers like Kane. To get a guy that's got that kind of mind, he's used to being in that horrible misery of trying to break someone. He's used to it. Does it all the time.
So does DC.
They all do it all the time.
And then DC went, I'll go there and
Yeah.
train. And remember, DC, before he went there, he trained with us in Denver. He wasn't that good. Obviously his wrestling was ridiculous, but he moved there and then he just followed suit. Then you
Yeah.
got John Fitch, you got Koscheck, you got fucking Khabib.
You got Luke Rockhold.
Yeah, man.
When Rockhold gets people on the ground, smashes them. When he got Weidman on the ground, Weidman was stuck under a building.
Dude.
Same thing with Lyoto Machida. You look at him and you go,
David
David
Branch,
Branch, same
black
thing.
belt.
Gets you down, and his fucking top game is just murderous.
Oh, dude,
And
I heard-
it's because of who he's training with. He's
I
training
agree.
with those guys.
I have friends who were watching him train down in Florida, and they were just saying his jiu-jitsu, they wouldn't give me names. They said world-class jiu-jitsu guys, he's fucking up rolling, like just
Yeah.
destroying.
No, he's
a
a freak.
nightmare, man.
He's a freak athlete. He's strong and he's long. He's got like long leverage, but he's also got physical strength.
He was supposed to fight Gustafsson until he hurt his leg.
What
That
happened to
was
his leg?
official. He got a huge gash in it. He had staples. I think he posted it. It looked
Damn,
fucking terrible.
that would be
But
an
now-
interesting
now you
thing,
got
205.
Gustafsson,
Volkan,
and Volkan.
Ozdemir.
No
Yeah.
time, son.
So you think Stipe and DC goes to DC by decision?
Yep.
Think he out wrestles him?
I just think he outworks him. And I don't think it's a classic fight. I just think hopefully more people appreciate DC after this. I look at both of them. They both have to embrace the grind thing. And as long as DC can avoid that big power punch early on, he's gonna be fine. And he's so smart, man.
Well, I definitely think he's really smart, but I also think that Stipe is a really good striker, and he's a bigger guy, and he's got a long reach, and he's probably one of the best heavyweight strikers that DC's ever fought. He's got real one-punch knockout power at heavyweight. He throws clean shots. He doesn't have any fat in his punches. He'll stand here like this and drop
Has
one
a
in
chin
on
too.
you.
He ate
He's got a-
Francis's best shots.
He's got a chin. He's tough as fuck. He
No.
loves being champion.
Agree.
He might have a lot to prove here. And he doesn't throw a lot of kicks, but it doesn't mean he can't. He can throw them if he wants to. If he thinks that's part of the strategy and he wants to throw head kicks. I mean,
It'd be cool to see.
Have you seen him kick?
Yeah, I have.
He can kick.
He can kick. It's a difference between kicking in practice and pulling off against a world class.
That's true.
Guy like DC.
He's a big
but
guy,
DC
too,
has
man.
tendencies, man, and
Yes.
that's why John Jones goes, I'm gonna knock him out by head kick. Because
Yeah.
if you look at the video, DC's here. He's
Mm-hmm.
he's down there, man. He's susceptible to it. So that's why
Yeah.
he sees it. But if
Did
you're Stipe,
did John fake a right hand and then throw that left high kick?
he was setting up. He was throwing to the body, throwing
Mm-hmm.
the body, yeah, and then threw it out. And then you see DC go over and then just whack.
Yeah.
And
Let's see if you can find that clip of John Jones KOing DC. Here it is.
Powerful, Jamie.
Oh, man, just landed it perfect. Let me see that one more time. Yeah.
You know what's interesting about
Oh, right.
this?
Go back to the beginning. Watch this.
How the fuck does this only have
Dude,
30,000
that was
views?
beautiful. The way he did that, that was
God, I hope John comes back.
it was beautiful. There was like no fat in that at all, man. It was beautiful.
So
Boom,
amazing.
Boom, boom.
Think how good DC is, and for him to do that,
Amazing.
ridiculous, man.
Smashed him, dude. Look at this.
So ridiculous.
Damn. He took a couple extra shots there that he didn't need to take.
Well, there's a lot of bad
Damn,
blood there.
look at
Now they're
this.
even going back at it on Twitter. But have
John Jones.
here's the perfect case scenario. If you're if you're Scrooge McDuck and you're sitting down and you're looking at the UFC roadmap, you're like, we love Stipe. He's been a great champion. But if they could plan it like you're fucking Vince McMahon in WWE, you want DC to win and then John to come back, and at heavyweight, you have DC, John Jones fighting for a world title at heavyweight. And then you have Brock going, I got next. Waiting in the back going, I got next. Q. Ratings. Golden Snitch take a hike.